Welcome back. Yes, I'm in my bed. I'm going to finish this story time. So, basically, right, as I was saying, I noticed that I was missing $50. Okay, this is the part with my grandparents. And my grandfather had passed. Remember, I fell out. Well, basically, I think he wasn't buried yet. So my family decided to make room for my mom's older sister. They felt like it was her house. They shut my mom out the room. They separated whatever needed to be separated. And I felt weird. I didn't like it. I went off on her. I went off on everybody. So she had asked the whole family to donate $500. Now, it is 7 of them. My uncle hadn't passed yet. It is 7 of them, right? Plus my 2 aunties that my grandfather had. So give it a total of 9. She asked for 500 apiece. Now remind you, my grandfather worked for Cargill for 36 to 60s. Like, y'all know what Cargill is. Cargill is a place in, I know in the state of Florida, anywhere else where they do like major stuff. You know how they transport stuff on a train for like to work on the roads, dirt, mulch, all that stuff. Oil, that's Cargill. Cargill is a very great company. They had one in Lakeland, Florida. So my granddad used to drive to Lakeland, Florida every morning for work. And basically he would go there every morning and come back. And sometimes I would go with him and, come back. 2 of my uncles worked for Cargill for a very long time. And if you're a guy, Cargill is a great place to work, or female. Like, they have great benefits, okay? So I'm not sure if they're still around, but Cargill was the thing. So my grandfather had life insurance policies. Cargill treated my grandfather great. We've had the whole entire family go to Walt Disney. I have a huge family on both sides. My whole entire family went to Walt Disney World. Okay, so Cargill was the thing. And we went to I think it was like 3 or 4 parks for like 4 or 5 days. Everybody drove from Plant City, Orlando. And if you know, that's an hour and some drive. So anyway, my aunt decided to tell everybody that they had to pay $500. I was like, that's a lie. And she got mad at me, and I was told to shut up because so I knew my grandfather had some coin. I knew for a fact that his life insurance policies he had was basically for like 4 people because my grandmother passed. So I knew it was left for us. So I knew darn well, like, you ain't finna tell me this man that worked for a company for so long and sat here and did all of that does not that can't pay for his burial. Like, come on, bro. Like, I don't, like, who you think you playing with? Like, that, I knew my grandfather, and he stood on business. So, like, my dad, like, life insurance, whatever it was. Every man that was in my life stood on business. Everything was taken care of. You ain't got to worry. That was their job. So, fast forward to the funeral come, I'm devastated. I'm just losing it. I'm upset. I'm crying. I'm hurt. My uncle, he almost caught an asthma attack, I think he had an asthma attack because he was upset. Everybody was hurt, like, because that was the glue that held us together. Like, I didn't even want to go to church and sit down with nobody. I don't want to talk alone to anybody. Like, everybody was like, we so sorry, Melissa, because everybody knew, like, if you saw me and you saw my sister, you saw him, like, everybody wanted to say sorry. I didn't want to hear that. I just wanted to be alone. And my friends who I grew up with, they understood that. They came by, they showed me love, like, you know what I'm saying, that's how it was. They knew what it was, and they knew how I felt. So this particular night, I had a dream about my granddad. I didn't get this confirmation till I was pregnant with my son. I told my mama about this dream, and I knew, and I wasn't the only person that told her this. My sister dad told her this as well, because it didn't seem right to us because of the conversations that we had with him. So basically, he sit here in the dream. I'm in the dream. I'm going to go visit him. And as I'm visiting him, I'm putting down flowers, telling him how much I miss him and everything. As I turn my back, my grandfather gets up out his grave and dusts himself off. Here we go. I found a scary filter. I guess it's as close as we get, but back to the story. So he get up out the grave and he dusts himself off, and he was like, I'm looking like, he was like, come here. And I was like, I'm not hugging you. You might eat me. You just got up. He says, no, come here. I want to show you something. I promise you I'm not going to hurt you. When have I ever hurt you? I was like, okay. All right. So I went over there, whatever, and tell me why I saw a whole get down of lies. So what's really funny is two of my aunties went to the place of his lawyer for the will. My mother was supposed to get Social Security money and me from him because we were beneficiaries. My auntie took majority of that money. Somebody they paid off with part of my mother's money, majority of it or half of it, was crying tears, faking as she was my mother. I kid you no lie. Why would I lie? We fast forward, she say, my mother was given $200 out of a big life insurance policy. And I will not take this down because it's the truth. So if this video gets spammed, y'all know why. If they strike me, you know why. Why I woke up and I was like, man, that was weird. Why that woman gave my mama $250? I wait. She told my mother on the phone she never liked her. She told my mother on the phone she only tolerated her because of my grandfather and my grandmother. She did those things for her out of toleration. And that's when I knew at the early age of 15 that just because a person don't have to like your parent, they don't have to like you. And they can wish ill will on you with bad intentions on you. But the gag is, the dream I had about her when I was pregnant, it's a little different. But we're going to continue with the story because we're going to get into that. So as time go by, I moved away, moved to another city. So as I sit here and observing, the older I got, I moved away with the school, whatever. They were mad about it. I had found out I was pregnant with my son. I kept seeing things, and I promise you, if y'all never smelled the scent, okay, let me tell you something, you don't want to go to hell. I'm just saying that. The scent of corroded, burnt flesh smells so bad. Baby, when I tell you my senses was heightened when I was expecting my son, it was crazy. So I had to go back home for a reason. It was things going on I had to take care of, private matter. I went back and I'm trying to I'm sorry. I went back, and as I got there the night before, they had to beg her to let us stay. So I started seeing dark shadows and light shadows. And you know how you feel a presence, but it's a protection. So I'm like, I'm tripping, man. It's like 9 o'clock. I'm tired. I've been running around, putting stuff in this and doing that. I've been praying that. I'm tired. I'm just over it. No, baby. No. So as time go on, she would have this scent. Like, I don't know if she still has a scent. I haven't been around her. Don't care to be, because I'm going to tell y'all why. But she had this scent of burning rotten flesh. Like, that's the first time I knew what hell smelled like. And I avoid at all costs. So as time go by, every time she would come, I know she come because the house would get super hot and it would smell like flesh. So one day she kept coming at my mom wrong, coming at her messed up, being very, very nasty, cussed at my sister, told her just because she spread her legs, don't make her a woman because she had a baby. And my sister was a teen mom. My mom let her know what it was. I had to get in between, pregnant at all, honey. Well, one day she left and I kept looking at my grandfather's room. Something say you got just go in there. So I went in there. I ain't gonna lie, I went in there. I looked under her bed and her parenting paperwork. This woman took $5,000 of my grandfather's money. Now, if you do the math, it's 9 of them. It's $500. She had the $5,000 left, right? Now, if you do that times the 500, it should be the same. Baby, when I tell you, she took majority of my grandfather's money and had everybody pay for services and food. And act like my grandfather owed her. There was death certificates. There was important paperwork my mom was looking for. Come to find out, the money that my mom had was supposed to get that was way more than $200, and I was supposed to get some of it too. They took it and gave it to somebody else and did what they wanted to do with it. So for people to sit here and say, "Oh, you owe her," I don't owe her shit. She owes me. We'll go to another story on that part. So one night, I had my son, and I know my son would just giggle when I go take a bath. I'm like, I'm gonna take a shower. You know, he's giggling. And then when I walk in, he'll cry. I'm like, okay. So she put in the judge, we left. I told the judge, I don't have to see her face ever again in life. Like, lady, you did me a favor. After I moved back to the city I was at, where I went to school at, and I had my baby, took care of everything, started everything anew, I had a dream. Every time I talk about this dream, I try not to cry because let me tell you something. My grandma, my granddaddy was in the house the whole time with my baby and me. I never had a dream that scared me to death, that gave me a warning from a darn D word. I was terrified. In the dream, my mom's older sister, my aunt, had cancer. And I let her know when we fell out, I see you, you see me. I know who you are. And she stopped crying and looked at, like she'll cry on cue around other people. But when I say I know who you are, I know who you are. You talking about the sky will be like this. I kid you not. And I looked at her and I said, yeah, I know who you are. And she forever would hate me because every time we see each other, she know, and I let her know, I know who you are. I got you. I know you. Sometimes, and that's why I be telling y'all, like, don't be scared to talk to a D word like that. Because when they don't like for you to know who they are, and they don't like for you to get, like, you can't be scared. I know who you are. I know who you are. And I know what you do. But I promise you, I got you. And then at the end of the day, you gonna fail. Like I said, this channel, this video gets straight. Y'all know it's true, and I never lied. Let me tell y'all something. I didn't know who I was till I was young, okay? Until I got older. And after I had my son, that sparked something. I don't know who need to hear this or a younger person needs to. Don't be scared of your gifts. Like, from that day forward, I don't talk to my aunt. I just feel like, why corroborate to be around someone that's a D word? to manipulate and be narcissists. Like this lady would cry on cue and they'll run out. And it's so funny that after 15 years, the truth has finally come to set me free. That woman sat here and done so much to her. I brought our family apart. She's done so much. She even treated my aunt, one of my aunts, messed up. And she's a nasty person. A person can sit here and love God all they want and play, oh, Jesus, Jesus, God, God. But let me tell you something, baby. Even the devil loved God and Jesus at one point. So your discernment is important to know and be careful who you're listening to at this time. We're getting into Halloween. Things are going to start coming out. Things are going to start happening, okay? Be prepared. But yeah, I had to share that story. I'm going to do a part, like, oh, okay, so this is what I wanted to ask everybody before I go. So my sister said I was tripping and I was wrong. So because of the history that I just told y'all the story, I want everybody in the comment section to let me know, am I wrong to think like this? So my grandmother has a tombstone. Now my grandfather has raised, like I said before, my uncles, my aunties, that weren't his biological children, even his other 2 biological children as well. And, you know, things has transpired to happen, but my grandfather doesn't have a tombstone. My grandfather has passed since 2004, 2005. Now, my grandmother just got her tombstone. They're buried next to each other. So when I went to see it earlier this year before I moved, because I went to pay my visits and my respects to everyone to give my well wishes. And you know what? Let me tell y'all something too. Go visit them people at the cemetery so they can protect you and love on you. Just because they're going don't mean they're going from this. Go visit them and show them that you love them. Because trust me, they're on the other side with God and they sit in time in the sky as angels. They're going to protect you and love on you. It's okay. And don't be just... Yes, I want y'all to go. And when you walk over the dead, say, excuse me, sorry. Because that's their home right now, okay? That's their home. Body home. Their body is there. That's their resting place. Say excuse me. Say sorry. Okay? Keep telling y'all the cemetery is a portal. Like, what else y'all want to... What else? But, my grandfather don't have a tombstone. And my grandfather took care of all of them. So, I have decided to put it towards myself to... And I talked to my sister, because she was like... Now, my sister say, oh, they didn't have the money. Girl, don't be no fool. I said they had the money. Tombstones cost like $10,000. I said, girl, how many of them do you think it is? Girl, don't be no fool. So I was like, okay. So I don't put to myself to say next year my goal is to get my grandfather a tombstone. That is my goal. My grandfather did a lot. Okay? My grandfather did a lot for all of us. My grandfather should not be tombstone or headstone bearers, okay? Like, come on. Come on. Let's be real. My grandfather was him. So I don't care who I am. I'm gonna work on some other things I feel like I am going to work my hardest to do, because there's 2 things I want to do. I'm not going to say what it is because they're going to strike this video anyway. But I'm going to work on, because I feel like a legacy that we have as a family is land. And I feel like no matter what happens, if you need to go back home for a period of time to handle some things or do some things, it should be that. Generational curses are very important, so I'm going to see what I can do. Yeah, Plain City, I'm coming for you. I'm coming. Get ready. We're going to have some conversations soon enough. Okay? I'm going to make some phone calls. I'm going to call you. We're going to talk. But I believe taking back what belonged to us, and I don't believe letting it weather away, because I have children. Well, dang, I have a child. Might have another one day. I don't know. But I have a kid who's 15 and needs to know his generation. I'm learning more about mine. I've learned that I've had business owners in my generation, so it's pretty cool. So I'm finding out more about my family because I want to share it with my son, and I want him to know who he is. It's very, very important, and it's very crucial around this time. So I hope y'all enjoyed the scary story. I'll be back with more. I'm gonna try to come back more. I'm gonna give me some rest. I have to go to work. Listen, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Later.